excited to have Madhura Banerjee with us today. And Madhura is a published writer, and she's explored different genres, right from poetry to fiction. And she's released two books. One is called Tenant of the World, which she published, I think, at the age of 21. So at a very young age, she was always into writing. And Madhura has also like delivered a lot of TEDx talks at IEST, and she's delivered a lot of I think on All India Radio multiple times as well. So I'll leave it up to Madhura to introduce herself and tell us a little about, because I know she's from a tech background, currently working in PwC, and having a writing portfolio just makes it all the more special. So Madhura, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm just very glad to be here. The reason why I find this really special is because I too am from a tech background, as something that is supposedly seen as separate from my field here, writing, right? You think of computer science and you feel like, okay, you need not essentially relate that to someone who's published poetry. But that's the thing, right? With writing, you need not have a degree for it, as a lot of people might say, or even if you are pursuing a degree for it, there's so much of interesting academic work going on over there. So the sky is the limit for us. And when you're a part of organizations like this, you get to know more and more about what is happening. I'm learning every day. So like she said, a little bit about myself. I have released two books of poetry. I have two books of poetry to my name till now. Both are books of poetry, but I also have contributed short fiction to this newspaper called The Telegraph. You may know about it, especially people who live in the East, right? Bengal, Orissa, Northeast. So I used to write children's fiction for them regularly. And then there was, because I'm from a science and tech background, I wrote science and tech articles for the children's books that scholastic publishers publish. So I am interested in a lot of different fields, and I had the opportunity to explore them. But I did start with my first love, right? I started with poetry, and because my first book was released, I took a lot of the responsibility myself, that I have to get my name out there. I have to do events. I have to make my presence known, and that's how the rest of it happened. Like I did not have to. I won't use the word struggle, because I am privileged in a lot of ways, but I did not have to try as much for the consequent subsequent books, like the stint with Telegraph, like the stint with Scholastic. I did not have to try as much as the one I had to try with my debut book. So I have known the world of publishing different genres, but the journey in different genres has been different for me.
Can you give us some tips for writing a self-help book?
Very interesting. I personally, that I haven't ever published a self-help book, but from what I've read, I think the most important parts here are to relate to your reader. So suppose you're dealing with, let's just take the most relevant example here in front of us. How to stay how to maintain your emotions during the lockdown, something like that. You don't want to seem detached from your reader. You need to show the reader that you have gone through this, and that is why you're writing this. So relate to it. If you can use anecdotes, it need not be your own anecdotes, like need not be your own stories. If you're addressing something like um, something happened, like this person was suffering so and so, and then they overcame this, you can use somebody else's story with their permission, of course, and try to be as relatable as possible. Try to bring as many real life experiences to them as you can. And what else? And be very positive. The first thing the first thing I mean, if it is a journey, if self-help is a journey, the first thing is to say that whatever you're feeling right now is perfectly fine, because we all go through it. You acknowledge it, but then in the end you say that you're not alone. Just make sure that your book gives off a vibe of healing.
Thank you so much, Madhura, for addressing every question, helping the mentees out get a better idea about the field of writing. And I'm sure as newbies to the writing field, or if they have a little experience, they've definitely got more insights into the field. So thank you so much for sharing all of that.
It was my pleasure. Thank you again for hosting me.